अब जो नवाज शरीफ ने कहा है, ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ इस टाइम पे इसने सिर्फ एक वजह से कहा है कि ये इंटरनेशनल प्रेशर डलवाना चाहता है पाकिस्तान के इदारों पे कि इसका जो 300 अरब रुपया इसके बच्चों के पास लंदन में पड़ा हुआ है, किसी तरह वो बच जाए।
नवाज शरीफ ने डॉन को इंटरव्यू देते हुए इंडिया में ताजमहल होटल का इल्जाम पाकिस्तान के अदारों पर लगाया है। अगर मैं हुक्मरान होता, खुदा की कसम नवाज शरीफ की जबान कुत्ती से खींच लेता और कुत्तों को डाल देता।
हमें क्या अलाउ करना चाहिए, मतलब है हमें क्या इजाजत देनी चाहिए कि वो जाएं मुंबई पे हमला करें? इसका मतलब है जो हिंदुस्तानी कह रहे हैं उसकी तस्दीक साबिक वजीर आजम कर रहे हैं, तो पीछे फिर रह
और इंडियन मीडिया ने यही पकड़ ली है बात। लेकिन जो बातें
सारा कुछ यही बात,
हारून साहब, जो बातें बंद कमरों में होनी चाहिए थी वो इस तरह खुले बंद क्यों हो रही?
मैं तो कहता हूँ ये ट्रीजन है, ये
तो
आराम से वायलेशन ऑफ ऑफिशियल सीक्रेट्स एक्ट।
ठीक है,
There is a total meltdown in Pakistan. Ousted Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has been branded a traitor by his political opponents. Elections in Pakistan are barely 2 months away, and Imran Khan has gone to the extent of accusing Nawaz Sharif of being India's stooge and speaking Prime Minister Narendra Modi's language. But why is Pakistan so scared to face the truth? Why is Pakistan not taking action against the perpetrators of 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks? I am Gaurav Sawant. We will expose Pakistani doublespeak on India First. As always, let's begin with the headlines. Big setback for senior Congress leader Shashi Tharoor in the Sunanda Pushkar death case. Delhi police charge sheet names Shashi Tharoor as a suspect, accuses him of abetting suicide and cruelty in marriage. Shashi Tharoor slams the Delhi police for its flip-flops in the probe. After exit polls predict a hung assembly in Karnataka, Congress mulls reaching out to the JDS. Siddaramaiah says he's ready to make way for a Dalit chief minister. The party's Dalit face, Mallikarjun Kharge, hints at accepting any role. The BJP in a huddle too.
High Command is going to do it. We'll accept it. Whatever, naturally, they will also consult Siddaramaiah and let the High Command take decision.
10 killed in violent Bengal Panchayat elections. In the line of fire for abetting violence, the Trinamool Congress justifies it, says these are stray incidents, much lesser than under left rule. The BJP demands president's rule in Bengal. The Home Ministry seeks a report on the poll violence.
Today what we see, there is no reason why I wouldn't say, I wouldn't demand 356 as someone who have traversed the same places which I see burning today.
Days after Prime Minister Narendra Modi promised to make the Congress pay, former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh and senior Congress leaders shoot a letter to President Ramnath Kovind, ask him to advise Prime Minister to use better language against the opposition. Poll blitz over, fuel prices on fire again. After 19 days respite, petrol prices hiked by 17 paise to a litre. Diesel prices hit all-time high with a spike of 21 paise per litre. Rahul Gandhi trains his guns at the centre, says Modinomics is all about fooling as many people as many times as possible. Pakistan's ousted Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has set the cat among pigeons, asking why Pakistan had not taken time-bound action against the perpetrators of the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks. He stood by his statement today, saying he will speak the truth irrespective of the consequences. And this truth is unpalatable to the political, military and even civil elite in Pakistan. So instead of taking action against Hafiz Mohammad Saeed and Lashkar-e-Taiba, Nawaz Sharif has now been branded a traitor in Pakistan. Hamza Amir with this report from Islamabad.
Former Pakistan Prime Minister's big 26/11 terror admission. This admission at the highest level in Pakistan of inaction against the perpetrators of 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks. That for 10 years, Pakistan has taken no action against the mastermind and perpetrators of the worst Pakistan-sponsored terror attack on Indian soil. In an interview to a leading Pakistan daily, Nawaz Sharif admitted that the gruesome 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks were planned in Pakistan and the terrorists still operate from its soil. And despite pressure from Pakistan Army, he sticks his ground. As the Pakistan National Security Council meet concluded, Nawaz said he will continue to speak the truth as it is his national and moral duty to do so. The National Security Committee meeting in Pakistan was chaired by its Prime Minister Shahid Khaqan Abbasi and attended by top Pakistan Armed Forces officials. After the meeting, Pakistan Prime Minister's office rejected Nawaz's statement, calling it false and misleading. Shockingly, in Pakistan, the merciless killing of over 160 people is being used as political fodder.
अजमल कसाब के घर का पता इन हिंदुस्तान को नवाज शरीफ ने दिया था। अगर ये गलत साबित हो तो जो चोर की सजा वो मेरी सजा।
Nawaz's admission clearly comes as a huge embarrassment for the country, but their nefarious denials continue. New Delhi insists Nawaz Sharif's statement indicts Pakistan and expects Islamabad to act against the perpetrators.
वजीर आजम शरीफ जी ने जो पाकिस्तान का आर्मी का भंडाफोड़ कर दिया है, उससे बात तो जाहिर है कि पाकिस्तान को आर्मी को गुस्सा आना स्वाभाविक है।
पाकिस्तान की सेना में वहां के जो एस्टेब्लिशमेंट है उसमें पूरी तरह से हंगामा है और उनको ये लगता है कि अब वो टेररिस्ट स्टेट जरूर घोषित हो जाएगा, इसलिए इस तरह पैनिक उनके मुल्क में है।
Elections are scheduled in Pakistan in about 2 months from now, and Pakistan's state-sponsored terror is now an election issue. There is also a petition filed in court there to declare Nawaz Sharif a traitor. With Hamza Amir in Islamabad, Bureau Report, India Today.
Joining me now on the broadcast is Group Captain Sultan Hali. He's a noted defense analyst, joins us from Pakistan. Also with me is Ambassador G. Parthasarthi, India's former High Commissioner to Pakistan. Sir, welcome on the show. Before we come to our guests, I want to take you through the investigations that were carried out incidentally by Pakistan's Federal Investigation Agency. So post 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks, under intense global pressure, Pakistan did initiate investigations into the terror attacks. So Tariq Khosa, former Director General of Pakistan's Federal Investigation Agency, conceded in an article written in the Dawn newspaper on August 3, 2015 that Pakistan has to deal with the Mumbai mayhem planned and launched from its soil. And these are Pakistan's words, not mine. He went on to write that Pakistan must face the truth and admit its mistakes. So how did Pakistan nail terror? Point 1. Ajmal Amir Kasab was a Pakistani. Kasab's village, initial schooling, his joining Lashkar-e-Taiba, all of this was established in the Pakistani investigations. The 10 Pakistani terrorists were incidentally trained at Thatta in Sindh and launched by sea from Sindh. This was said by Pakistanis in their investigations. The terror training camp was identified and secured by the Pakistani investigators. Casings of explosives, and this is very interesting, casings of explosive devices that were used in Mumbai were recovered at Thatta. They were matched, and they matched. The fishing trawler that was used by terrorists, by these Pakistani terrorists to sail from Pakistan to Mumbai, that was recovered. It had been brought back to Karachi port, it had been repainted and it had been concealed, but the Pakistani investigators found it. That's not all. The engine of the dinghy that had been abandoned by terrorists in Mumbai, the engine was traced back to Japan. It was a Yamaha engine. It had been sold to a company in Lahore, from where it was purchased by somebody who worked with the Lashkar-e-Taiba. That person was also arrested. The money trail was established. So the Yamaha engine, the dinghy that was purchased from a Karachi sports shop by a let operative, the money trail was followed. The accused was arrested. Extremely important point number 9, the control room in Karachi from where the terror attacks were directed, that control room was not only identified, it was also secured by the Federal Investigation Agency in Pakistan. The communication over VoIP, voice over internet protocol, that was identified. The terror commander and his deputies were identified. Some of them were even arrested by the Federal Investigation Agency. So let's listen in to what, before Nawaz Sharif, what was the political leadership saying? Let's listen in. I'll get you more on that story.
While we are talking about this particular case, where the accusation was that we are not serious, we were not serious, I think after seeing the investigation result, what I've presented to you today, I think nobody should have any doubt, iota of doubt in their mind, that Pakistan was not serious. We are with.
Group Captain Hali, what is wrong with what Nawaz Sharif said? He sought time-bound action against the perpetrators of Mumbai terror attacks. How is this treason? Why is he a traitor according to some in Pakistan?
To start with, why did not Nawaz Sharif take any action when he was the Prime Minister? He was all in all. He could have very much asked the judiciary, he could have asked the investigation agencies to expedite the matter, reach a logical conclusion, but he chose to remain quiet. And now he is speaking after he has been ousted. So that is why there is a shadow of doubt that he is probably speaking out of turn and is implicating Pakistan. Secondly, he is himself in the dock. He has been ousted for telling lies, and now he is under trial for corruption, and perhaps he sees the news tightening around himself. So out of sheer desperation, he is making such disclosures so that the international agencies, they come down hard upon Pakistan. The FATF is due in June, yes, which is possibly going to declare Pakistan a black state.
Yes, Pakistan may be blacklisted. Oh, absolutely. But Ambassador Parthasarathi, Pakistan is nervous because, as Group Captain Hali was rightly pointing out, it comes up for listing at the FATF in June. And incidentally, Group Captain Hali, your country has taken no action against Hafiz Muhammad Saeed and Lashkar-e-Taiba. Ambassador Parthasarathi.
Well, I think I respect what the Group Captain has said. That is certainly the internal situation as he views it from within Pakistan. But I'm not interested in the internal situation, because as I see it, we are headed for a confrontation between the Pakistan Muslim League and the military is using Imran Khan and other proteges to see that the Pakistan Muslim League does not return and get a split verdict. It's all over the Pakistani media, it's all over everybody who knows Pakistan I've spoken to. But that's another issue. The issue here really is, what did Nawaz say? He drew attention to the fact that Hafiz Saeed is still roaming free. And secondly, the people whom he says they call as non-state actors, how did they cross the border and kill 150 people?
Yes.
Now, this is the first thing he said. And the second thing is, he was very important about the trial. He said, why can't we complete it? And he said something very significant. President Putin has said it, meaning why can't we complete it? President Xi Jinping of China has said it. So the fact of the matter is, and we know this, both the Russians and the Chinese, supposedly close friends of Pakistan, yes, and have been good friends in China for a long time, Russia in the recent past, have really pulled them up for this in private. But the fact of the matter is, I'm not clear, my understanding from talking to Pakistani politicians is that the military did not let Nawaz move ahead with the proceedings.
Okay.
In fact,
Group Captain Hali, let me get, no, that's a fair point you make. So, Group Captain Hali, Instead of Nawaz Sharif being thrown to the wolves, shouldn't Pakistan have taken action against the perpetrators, and especially Hafiz Saeed and Lashkar-e-Taiba, because the Financial Action Task Force hearing is in June?
Sir, you make a fair point, but it remains that the country is being ruled by Nawaz Sharif's party, Pakistan Muslim League, Nawaz, and till recently Nawaz himself was the prime minister. Now his hand-picked man is the prime minister. So why can't they take action? Why can't they move anything? I mean, I don't buy this that the army is not letting
Ambassador Parthasarathy just answered that question, saying that the army is not letting him do that. When Ahmad Shuja Pasha, your ex-DG ISI, visits the accused in jail, grants him conjugal rights, the main accused, Zakir Rahman Lakwi and Zarar Shah, ends up fathering a child. A terrorist fathers a child in jail. Where will action be taken in your country, sir?
So that is besides the point. If you go to US jails, inmates are allowed visits by their spouses, and if that has happened, I don't really see anything wrong with that. But coming to your point,
you don't even see anything wrong in action not being taken against Hafiz Saeed, sir. And when I'm glad you mentioned the U.S. court. I'm so glad, Group Captain Hali, you mentioned the U.S. court, because I was present in that federal court in Chicago when David Coleman Headley implicated Pakistan's ISI and Hafiz Saeed. So it's a good idea to take some good lessons from the U.S. court and take action against them. Ambassador Parthasarathy.
No, absolutely. I think the fact of the matter is David Coleman Hadley was really of Pakistan in origin. Headley was his American mother's name,
yes,
which he took to get an American passport and sneak into India. Now, Headley has in his testimony, which one has seen as recorded in the presence of American officials in America, has acknowledged several things. He's given the names of ISI handlers.
Yes.
He has given the exact places they were trained. He's given the motivation factors. Everything has been spent out in great detail in an American court, and I find it sad. After all, a person as the head of the Federal Investigative Agency, do you think he does not know how to go to an American court when we were willing to facilitate it and collect the evidence? Obviously, the NIA was being held back by hidden forces.
FIA, yes, in Pakistan.
The FIA in Pakistan. They are quite professional, as professional as the CBI is in India.
Yes.
So I think the reasons are very clear because of the close association. In fact, one of the things in testimony of Headley in the presence of American investigators was while other people were handled by a major of the ISI, this Zakir Rahman Lakwi alone dealt with a brigadier.
Okay, sir, respond. Evidence is there in Pakistani courts. Evidence is there in Pakistan. FIA did it, yet no action. So, Group Captain Sultan Hali, when your former Prime Minister exposes Pakistan, instead of taking action against terrorists, your country brands him a traitor. Is this the end of the road in your appreciation, Group Captain Hali, for Nawaz Sharif? Is this completely the end of the road for him?
I'll come to Nawaz Sharif in 30 seconds. Just allow me to say something about David
Coleman
Headley. Coleman Headley or Daud Gilani, whatever his name is. You see, this person may be of Pakistani origin, but he's a US citizen. But at the same time, you know it and I know it, that he is a triple agent. He was on the payroll of the Drug Enforcement Agency, according to him, he was also enrolled by the Taliban and by the intelligence agency of the USA. So
if he was, fair enough, why aren't you taking action against Hafiz Saeed when the FATF task force, when the Financial Action Task Force asks you in June, is Pakistan willing to be blacklisted? Itna mahatvapurna hai. Hafiz Saeed is so important for you that your country is willing to be blacklisted but will not take action against Lashkar-e-Taiba and Hafiz Saeed.
So if you allow me to answer your question, Hafiz Saeed is a dangerous person and the man should be taken to task.
Yeah,
the only thing is that, you see, it should happen in an organized manner. The court should examine all the evidence against him, and whatever is his due, it should be meted out to him legally.
But for that evidence that India has given and evidence that Pakistan has produced should be produced in a court of law for courts to take action. My humble submission is that Pakistan doesn't even produce evidence in a court of law.
My basic fact is that Hafiz Saeed is no angel, and with regard to Dawood Jilani or David Coleman Headley, one thing was very clear. Even when he was interrogated in the presence of American officials, he hated India, and he made no secret of the fact
that he worked
with the ISI because he hated India. So let us be very, very clear. He can be double agent, triple agent. All these fellows make money, but one thing was very clear.
Yes,
that he was enrolled on the basis of his hatred for India. That is very, very clear from his testimony and from the other testimony.
Is this the end of the road for Nawaz Sharif, according to you?
Listen, there's never the end of the road, but one important point I want to make from what Nawaz said. The fact he said that it had been raised with him by Putin and by Xi.
Yes.
Neither the Chinese nor the Russians are happy with what the fiddles the ISI is pulling. The fact of the matter is that in a summit meeting of the BRICS in China,
yes,
the joint declaration names the Lashkar-e-Taiba, the Jaish-e-Mohammed and the Afghan Taliban, all proteges of the ISI.
Okay,
this is a known fact. One point, this is not the only thing. Apart from the fact that this happened there, at the Financial Action Task Force, Russia and the Chinese joined hands in not opposing what was happening.
Excellent. So let's see if Pakistan takes no action.
All I'm saying is, I am not interested in what is happening.
Yes.
Except I would like to see a stable, democratic Pakistan.
I would like to see action against Hafiz Saeed. Let's see if Pakistan takes action against Hafiz Saeed. It can't be a stable, democratic republic if it can't take action against a terrorist and it can oust the Prime Minister and call him a traitor.
But the important thing is, as long as the military calls the shot, and by the military I don't mean the Air Force.
Yes.
The Air Force is far more professional than the military there. It's not politicized. This is going to happen because the army, for some reason, has good reason, hates us. They still haven't forgotten 71.
Okay.
It's very deeply ingrained in them. And they are getting into trouble not only with regard to us, but with regard to Afghanistan.
Well,
finally,
as
I see it, if they don't play ball, they are deeply in need of IMF funds which China can't provide.
Financial Action Task Force. Let's see if action is taken against Hafiz Saeed. I'll track that story very closely. Group Captain Hali and Ambassador Parthasarthi, many thanks for joining me. There's breaking news that's just coming in. The Maharashtra Anti-Terror Squad has arrested a 32-year-old man suspected to be a terrorist. Now, this Mumbai-based suspect recently travelled to Pakistan for terror training. He apparently was trained to target public places, government offices and perhaps even train others and carry out a suicide attack in Mumbai. One of the accused of the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks had apparently called this man to Sharjah. He travelled to Dubai and from there he went to Pakistan. I quickly want to cut across to India Today's Divyesh Singh. Divyesh, who's this man? What more do we know?
Gaurav, this person who's been apprehended in Dubai is named as Farooq Devriwala. Farooq Devriwala has number of cases registered against him in Gujarat and Mumbai, was active in late 90s and early 2000, and he was handler of this terror suspect named as Faisal Mirza, who has been arrested by Maharashtra ATS. Now, this is bit of news input that we have received from the intelligence agencies that Farooq Devriwala was a very close aide of Chota Shakil, and he had been working for ISI since past more than a decade, and he was located in Sharjah. Now he has been apprehended by the Dubai police, and Indian agencies have already started procedure to bring him back. So this is a major catch for Indian agencies as a handler, a prime handler who had been working for ISI and had been sending recruits to terror camps in Pakistan who were sent back to India.
Keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more. Well, that is all I have time for on India First this evening. Many thanks for watching. News and updates continue on India Today. Rajdeep Sardesai comes up next. Stay with us.